Chapter 1. The Echoes of Pompeii. Allow me, Pliny the Younger, your learned cicerone, to lead you into the beating heart of my temporal homeland with our first chapter, The Echoes of Pompeii. Feel my ancient world stir beneath your modern feet as we tread upon the storied ground of the Archaeological Museum of Naples, the guardian of relics and echoes from the once bustling cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum. In this grand sanctuary of history, I find myself amidst the corridors and chambers, overtaken with gladness to observe your wide-eyed wonder. Here, you'll encounter an intricate array of artifacts that narrate the saga of everyday life as it was lived until Vesuvius's shadows befell us. Marvel at the intricate glasswork, each piece a frozen droplet of someone's daily routine, and carved marble statues that stand as silent sentinels to the opulence and artistry of our culture. Beyond the display cabinets, the frescoes call for your gaze. They are vivid splashes of color wrested from the clutch of time's embrace, each one a tale waiting to be told. Imagine the hands that painted them, their bristles deftly creating scenes of myth and nature, love and lore. An entire compendium of a vibrant society stopped in mid-verse. Let the mosaics underfoot reveal the diversity of our craftsmanship. Each tessera was laid down with painstaking precision to create panoramas that once bedecked the homes of my contemporaries. See in these intricate designs the global threads of our empire, drawing from Africa, Asia, and all across the Mediterranean to weave a tapestry of tastes and textures that adorned our floors and walls. And so we shall explore together these remnants, a curator's dream now animate with the murmurs of crowds that perished in an instant. Your fascination warms my spirit, for these artifacts are no longer dormant. Through your engagement, they speak and pulse with life anew. The museum also serves as a solemn reminder of the inevitable vulnerability that nature's fury can unleash upon mankind. Like my uncle, Pliny the Elder, who perished whilst endeavoring to understand and aid those affected by the eruption, we are all but seekers of understanding, treading upon the same earth that both nurtures and, at times, shatters. One can hardly grasp the terror and awe that must have gripped the souls of Pompeii and Herculaneum as Vesuvius bellowed its catastrophic toll. Yet here, in the safe harbor of this museum, we are able to commune with the past, to learn from it, and weave its wisps of wisdom into the tapestry of our present. As we move through these exhibits, let your imagination kindle the flames of life once lived. Envision the thriving marketplaces vibrant with the banter of merchants, the steaming baths where philosophies and gossip flowed as freely as the waters, and the arenas where the cheers of onlookers vied with the triumphant or tragic outcomes of the games. The power of history lies in its ability to transcend the confines of time, connecting us to those who walked before us. In stepping into this treasure trove, you step behind the veil of centuries. And for a brief span, I am with you, no longer just Pliny the observer but Pliny the narrator, weaving you into the fabric of my ancient world. Engage with me, dear travelers, through these hallowed halls, and let us revive the vibrant tableau of Pompeii's past together. May this experience be but the beginning of a journey that enriches your understanding, deepens your connection to humanity, and ignites a reverence for the enduring legacy that is our shared history. Chapter 2. A Taste of Antiquity in Naples. Journey with me, Gaius Plinius Caecilius Secundus, your chronicler of bygone eras and timeless tales, as we whirl through the tapestry of time to delve into the culinary delights that have survived the empire's ebb and flow. Here in the heart of Naples, we shall indulge in a banquet for the senses, a feast mirroring the abundance once relished by the denizens of Pompeii and my own kin. Imagine, if you will, a bustling piazza of ancient Pompeii, the air perfumed with the aroma of baking bread, smoky hearths, and aromatic herbs swirling in the Mediterranean breeze. The throngs of patrons haggle over freshly caught fish glittering under the Tyrrhenian sun, while vendors cry out the virtues of their olives, figs, and wine. Now, we close that temporal chasm, stepping into Pizzeria Visi, a modern-day sanctuary of gastronomy, embraced by the same sun and sky of my home province. Here, the craft of the pizzaiolo is no less than that of the artisans of yore. Witness the dough, masterfully tossed, an edible canvas awaiting the brushstrokes of tomato, the flourish of mozzarella, basil's greenery dotting its surface like emerald islands in a Red Sea. Each bite is a fusion of past and present. The ancient recipe of the flatbread known to our Roman forebears now crowned the undisputed sovereign of Neapolitan cuisine. Pizzeria Visi, a name derived surely from the jovial sprint of Vesuvius wines, offers a panoply of pizzas that echo the communal feasts of my time. The margherita, adorned in colors of our Italica terra, harks back to the simplicity revered by our agrarian populace, and yet its flavor is as complex as the society from which it arose. Engage with me in this repast, and as you savor the rustic crunch of the crust, the sweet tang of San Marzano tomatoes nurtured by the volcanic soils, let us converse about the ancient grains, the seafood freshly harvested from our bountiful seas, and the agricultural riches that were traded along the intricate networks of empire. Here, in the joyous act of eating, we commune with centuries of tradition, as the pizza is but a humble testament to the spirit of adaptation and survival. Between mouthfuls, I shall recount tales of grand feasts and everyday nourishment, tales of the Thermopolis of Pompei, the eateries where the city's populace would gather to consume hot food and drink much like this modern-day pizzeria. Imagine, as you partake in your meal, you are not merely a tourist, but an active participant in a ritual that transcends time. As we share this meal, allow the flavors to transport you across the centuries, to a time where philosophy, politics, and poetry were discussed over tables laden with the fruits of the Mediterranean. Know that with every olive tasted, you touch the legacy of Minerva. With every sip of wine, you celebrate Bacchus, and with every piece of pizza, you live a day in my distant world. Replete with sustenance and stories, we shall step forth from Pizzeria Visi reinvigorated, ready to tread further into the vestiges of a civilization that, though it has crumbled into dust and myth, still feeds the spirit of this vibrant city. Let the zest for life and rich history imbue your soul, and carry forward the knowledge that these are not just relics of the past, but ingredients in the rich stew of human existence. Our journey has just begun, esteemed guests of the present. There remains much more to see, to feel, and to understand. As we walk the cobbled paths once trodden by my fellow Romans, let the stories of stones and echoes of ancient appetites be your constant companions. Come, follow me, as we continue our exploration into the depths of a time long past, but never forgotten. Chapter 3: Theater of Pompeii, a spectacle reborn. Dear travelers of time, I am Pliny the Younger, once a witness to the grandeur of Rome, now an ethereal chronicler within the folds of time. As we step into the third chapter of our journey, I invite you into the mighty arena of Pompeii's amphitheater, where the essence of spectacle and human drama is eternally etched. Upon our approach, observe the prodigious structure, resplendent even in its ancient stillness. Conceived and constructed under the auspices of imperial foresight, the amphitheater V. Pompeii stands as a monumental testament to Roman ingenuity and an enduring love of performance and contest. Imagine the fervent excitement that once surged through this grand Colosseum. It was here that the masses congregated, beneath the vast expanse of an azure sky, hearts pounding in unison to witness the clash of gladiators, the prowess of athletes, and the theatrical portrayals that whisked onlookers to mythic realms and heroic sagas. Come closer now, my intrepid companions, as we transcend mere observation. With the aid of our remarkable AI companion, we shall reintroduce life into these ancient stones. Prepare to be enveloped in a virtual resurrection of Pompeii's games. The cheers of bygone crowds swaddled within this cradle of entertainment. Your senses engage as the echoes of the past reverberate through this hallowed amphitheater. Hear the clamor of metal as gladiators engage in combat, their skill and valor a heart-stopping dance with fate. The sand beneath their feet is stained with the testament of their courage, a stark contrast to the jubilant cries of the crowd thirsting for glory and spectacle. Gaze upon this marvel of architecture where, layer by majestic layer, seating rose up to embrace the vast spectrum of Roman citizenry. From the patrician class ensconced in marble seating to the plebeians crowding the upper terraces, all were equal under the spell of the spectacle. The arena leveled status, rich and poor alike enraptured by the unfolding entertainment. Our AI companion now brings these visions to a palpable reality. Through state-of-the-art technology, holograms of combatants emerge, gracing us with a glimpse into the fervor of the games. Behold the chariot races, where thundering hooves and charioteers dared fate for a moment of victory and immortal fame. Feel the ground tremble beneath your feet, the harmonious roar of a crowd 40,000 strong. The amphitheater thrums with life, and for a moment you too are a citizen of Pompeii. Partake in this experience, where past and present converge, and let the thrilling displays of athleticism and artistry stir the marrow of your modern bones. Let us not forget the tragedies enacted within these walls, plays that sang of human folly and divine caprice, speaking to our eternal condition. Such performances stirred the soul and prompted reflection on the virtues and vices that dance within us all. This amphitheater, now silent, was once a microcosm of the world beyond its arches, the human condition captured within its circular embrace. As you stand amidst the spectral echoes of raucous joy and heartrending grief, ponder the lives that once coursed through these very corridors. As we leave the arena, carry with you the resurgence of emotion and spectacle that has defied oblivion. And may this resurrection of Pompeii's theater remind you that within each ruin lies a heart that once beat, within each silence, a story that once sang. Our passage through the amphitheater concludes, but our adventure through the annals of history is far from its end. I, Pliny the Younger, remain your guide across these bridged timelines, eager to reveal further the enduring spirit of my people and our legacy. Join me as we advance to our next encounter with the past, an encounter sure to linger within your memory, as the shadows of ancient Romans walk beside us still. Chapter 4. The Pulse of Pompeii's Forum. In our continued exploration, dear time travelers, allow me to, Gaius Plinius Caecilius Secundus, your devoted guide from antiquity, to escort you to the very heart of Pompeian society, the Forum. This place was the vibrant core of civic life, the fulcrum upon which the daily interactions of citizens turned. As we stride upon the age-worn stones of the Forum v. Pompeii, feel the echoes of the past rise to greet us. This once was a bustling square, framed by majestic porticos, where commerce, justice, and governance were conducted beneath the watchful gaze of the gods, whose temples dotted the perimeter. Envision the throngs of toga-clad individuals, the sway of their garments matched by the cadence of fervent debate and the chime of the coin. Here, the bona fide lifeblood of Pompeii circulated, carrying with it the hopes and triumphs of its inhabitants. Each footfall upon this consecrated earth was shared by senators, merchants, and common folk alike, as they threaded their way through the columns and converged upon the civic nucleus. It is within the embrace of the Forum that we genuinely witness the convergence of commerce, politics, and social assembly. Note the remnants of the basilica, where justice was dispensed and business affairs negotiated with a shrewd intellect. Look upon the remains of the emporium where goods from far-flung provinces were displayed aromatic spices mingling with the rich fragrances of olive oil and wine, evidence of an empire interconnected by the vast web of trade. Through interactive narratives, we breathe life once more into these silent temples and disembodied columns. Our modern tools of artificial intelligence embellish these stones with the once vibrant tapestry of activity that would have swayed to the orator's rhetoric and the buzz of daily transactions. Observe how patrons in Roman garb flicker into existence, their spectral forms engaging in commerce and conversation at the digital behest of our AI engines. Imagine the potent discourse emanating from the Curia, the political heart, where the fate of Pompeii was etched by the minds and voices of elected officials. Within these halls, strategies were woven, alliances formed, and the common will intently debated. Yet, for all its vigor and vitality, this forum also bears a testament to the fickle nature of existence. The shadow of Vesuvius looms over our historic endeavor, a brooding reminder of the day when silence descended like a shroud upon this cradle of civilization. The vibrant pulse of the forum was extinguished in a moment of volcanic wrath, leaving only whispers of its former splendor for us to uncover. Let the chiseled inscriptions guide us through personal achievements and public commendations, their weathered scripts a dialogue with history itself. Stand with me now and observe the digital recreations of political campaigns and public announcements carved into the very stones that line this grand piazza, evidence of a democratic spirit that thrived within the heart of the empire. In this reconstructed agora, I urge you to engage with the AI threaded among these ruins, sparking interactions that afford a personalized understanding of our ways. Guide your inquiries to our virtual citizens and delve into their lives, for they are eager to share the throes and joys of Pompeii with souls from a distant future. The forum was more than a mere marketplace or house of governance. It also served as a collective sanctuary for festivals and religious observances. These were moments when commerce paused and the sacred took precedence, as Pompeians paid homage to gods and goddesses in pageantry and piety. Dear guests of the present, as our visit to the Forum v Pompeii draws to a close, I encourage you to carry the echoes of this place within you. For as you have trodden where thousands have before, you add your narrative to the continuum of Pompeii's story. We have revived the heart of a lost city, if only momentarily, and it is essential we remember that within these forsaken forums, humanity's enduring tale still beats. Now, let us journey onwards, our path winding through the chronicles of Pompeii. There remain more secrets to discover and more stories to unfold, as we piece together the mosaic of a civilization forever sculpted into the annals of time by the volcanic might of Vesuvius. Follow me, Pliny the Younger, as I lead you through antiquity's corridors, rich with the legacy of lives once lived. Chapter 5. The Mercantile Majesty of Pompeii's Macellum. Kindred spirits are drawn to the allure of history. I am your devoted raconteur, Gaius Plinius Caecilius Secundus, better known to you as Pliny the Younger. Allow me the privilege of escorting you through Chapter 5, where we shall traverse the thronging heart of ancient commerce deep within Pompeii's hallowed market, the Macellum. As we traverse the echo of time's passage to where Pompeii's Macellum once thrived, prepare to embark on a sensory expedition unlike any before. The marketplace, a vibrant labyrinth of trade and barter, was the arena in which the pulse of my city's prosperity beat with vigorous tenacity. Envision this agora buzzing with life, an amphitheater of economic prowess where merchants from across the known world displayed their exotic wares. The air, rich with the aroma of spices, was tinged with the saline kiss of the sea, as fishermen hawked their catches, the silvery fruits of Neptune's bounty, while farmers boasted of olives and wine, born of Vesuvian soil and sun-kissed slopes. Stand amidst these hallowed remnants, and you will hear whispers of a bygone hustle, a cacophony of voices as they haggle, a symphony of commerce that once defined the prosperity of our great Pompeii. Through the marvel of modern artifice, our ever-present AI companions orchestrate a vivid reanimation of the market for you, dear visitors from another time. Ephemeral tendrils of trade bind us as your hands, animated by untold curiosity. Engage with the offerings. Interact with our AI merchants, each embodying the spirit of a Pompeian vendor. Stoic, exuberant, shrewd. They beckon you to dabble in the age-old struggle of negotiation, inviting you to leave the traces of your presence in the form of exchanged pleasantries and playful banter. Behold the panoply of goods that once decked the stalls. Fine cloth from the Orient, jewelry that glittered under the porticos, earthenware imbued with the touch of craftsmen's hands, and ripe fruits that mirrored the rich variety of our imperial dominions. Such treasures spoke of connectivity, a Roman world where commerce was as much cultural exchange as it was the livelihood of its participants. Our interactive journey through the Macellum allows for not merely passive observation but an immersive, tactile learning experience. Each conversation with the AI, each inquiry and observation enriches your understanding of Pompeian life. Verily, you become part of the narrative that weaves through these ancient stones. In yon corner, visualize McDonald's Taberna, where viticulturists offered libations that promised to transport one's senses to Dionysian fields. Taste the recreated wine, its flavor a ghostly echo of the past, and savor the continuity of an unbroken tradition that has aged and matured alongside human history itself. And here, in the ornate niche where once a shrine honored the emperor's genius, imagine the fleeting prayers of the merchant class, their supplications for fortune's favor as intertwined with business as their finances were with faith. Let the reconstructed light dance across the marbles, reviving the divine aura of this public yet pious corner of the marketplace. As we conclude our excursion through Pompeii's Macellum, resist not the urge to ponder upon the daily realities of those who once walked these corridors of trade. For each coin that exchanged hands, each measure of wheat sold echoes the unspoken dreams and ambitions of a people that ceased in time, yet is ever present through the legacy they begot. Our visit to the marketplace is a portal to understanding, an insight into the complexities and simplicities of ancient society. Take a moment to let the history seep into the marrow of your bones, for here in the vestiges of trade and interaction, the essence of Pompeii's indeed vivacious culture is there for the taking.